Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video I will talk about line throwing. Now why we would like to throw a line. Basically two matters that are still actual in USA. First is if you want to put up a radio antenna, say on top of a tree, and you may not reach that with a slingshot, or you want to use a thrower for that, so you get the antenna, be it a ham radio antenna or in my case shortwave antenna, as tall up in the tree as possible. Second is for field phone lines. Field phones are not that much used anymore, but say if you would like to throw the line over a river or something like that, you could do that easier instead of getting a boat and go across it by simply shooting it over. Also, if you are on a ship, maybe you need to throw a line from a ship to another ship, that's possible too. But that's pretty much it about it. I got introduced to line launching back in the Swiss military. We had the Sturmgewehr 57 and we had to throw lines for the field phones, and that was where I learned and where I saw how that works. Back then, of course, it was a completely different system in the 90s than what we have here now, what I'm gonna show. But of course that is completely gone now too. The Swiss design was based on the rifle grenade throwing, pretty much the same equipment except for a dummy, orange head dummy round that you then would throw instead of a rifle grenade. Now in USA there wasn't much around like that, of course, and a couple years ago the cannon, as we have it here on the table, came along, and of course you can not only shoot regular soda cans, but you can also make yourself a device like this. It's a hollow aluminium with a solid bottom and top, and we have two holes so we can add the line easily. As we put that in the cannon, it looks like that. So it's all the way down and it just flies out then as you fire the device. For a cordage that goes on top of it, I usually use paracord. Of course, as the cord gets dragged along, say up the tree, that also gives the item a bit less of a reach. So if you want, you can always use a thinner cordage first, and then you put on the paracord and drag that up. It depends. By the Swiss design, they had actually line launching ammunition, if I can say that correct. So there is a difference between the blank ammunition that we have here, that is used by the cannon, which is just a regular 5.56 blank ammunition from the US military. So basically that ammunition just makes a bang and finish, and has not as much energy as a cartridge that we have. Like an example, a good example would be for the nail gun. We have the little 22 ammunition for the nail gun, and the strongest of that ammunition that I did test out has more energy than the blank fire ammunition, even as it is X times smaller, because there is a powder charge in it that actually give you some velocity on the can or on the line launcher projectile. So there is a bit a difference. So far, as best as I see in USA, nobody makes 5.56 ammunition blanks that have a charge in it, a bit a heavier charge, that you could actually throw the thing a bit further. So, but maybe in the future that's gonna come. Now for the line for the can cannon, we see that is not finished yet and not complete. There I did already a video about it, about the horrible quality on it, and I'm gonna make another video once that is fixed up for the side charger and some other modifications. Quite likely it's gonna be on a BitChute, that video, because YouTube doesn't like such topics. We also have to see this is not a firearm at all. So YouTube, take note, the can cannon is not a firearm. It's just regulated as a non-firearm item because it only has blank ammunition. There is no projectile and nothing. Now what we have else here on the table is items that you may need if you use that thing. So paracord is always good. Then we have a weight here that you can use to counterbalance if you need, or if you want to try first to reach the point up the tree that you can reach by hand by throwing it up. Also you may have branches in the way, so what also helps out is a chainsaw, a modified chainsaw. Basically what it is, it's a piece of steel with holes, the Hornet welded on a chainsaw, and you can then, as we have it on this side, you can add the paracord, you know, and then you can throw that up either with the line launcher or with the weight of the steel, and then you can saw the branch off. Branches are often in the way if you launch lines, and it depends on the cable. Like by the shortwave radio antenna, it's just a thin stranded copper wire, so that should not get too stressed by all the branches. So it's always good to remove those things that are too much in the way. So yeah, that is something a bit more unusual, but maybe some of you find it interesting, and for sure it's easier to use than back then in Switzerland. The item is way more compact in the R15 design, way lighter and all that, but the reach is also unfortunately a bit less than with the Swiss version. That is how that is. So that much about line throwing.